Yo, how is everybody? We are back. A little bit late. We are back. And, sorry. Yeah, we're back. So we're almost ready to set up. Almost. We need, I think, a sharper turn animation. Should do a death animation. I think we have a hit for each side. Got it. Yeah, turn in place. I have ideas to make something that can do what we did to get the turn in place done. More automated, but it's slightly more complicated to get less function. So not super happy about that, but possibility, I think. Anywho, not sure if we're going to go into that exactly today. Maybe. Might also cut out a little bit early. Be very honest. I realized Twitch Rivals is in a few hours. And I'm kind of excited. I feel like there have been some serious prep done by some of the Elden Ring streamers. And my interest is peaked. Not gonna lie, I don't even fully know what's going on. Just seems like an event to tune into. And the wife is psyched, so we're gonna do that together. She has a day off. And what else can I tell you? So we're gonna try to do another turn. I think that was one of my biggest problems, was that we couldn't turn quick enough. We're looking for the game exporter. There it is. It's right in the middle of stuff. So where are we? Turn and play. Okay, so this is my test. We'll play with that later. We need to be at 460. This starts, ends at 480. 60. And we go to 475. And then what are we putting here? We need a tighter turn, so we do the walk, which is from 85 to 80, 95. That sounds more right. Goes to 460 to 475. All right, what is the... Yep. Stone dead. I'm not really dead. Actually, I have to make it dead. Okay, so this is gonna be our tight turn. And I guess we need to do another one, which will start at 480 and go 495. Have this be turn left tight. We'll just scoot this over to 480, starting at 480. Come on, over there. Why? Why are you gonna be like that? 495. Thank you. And then we pop this as turn right tight. It rhymes. It's gotta be good. And then we have to do the same thing over here. So 480 to 495. decent. Just need to open up wherever my walk turn is. Guess it's this one. Okay, here's the window. We have to select all of the controls. Oh, I hope this works. It wasn't like a fluke that it worked the first time. It's happened a time or two in my life. Make enough things. Every once in a while, the things will fool you. So we're looking for 460 to 475. I think we want to go 30 degrees. I think we're still at radius of 23. Or was it 12? Let's try 12. Should be able to undo. Give a bunch of duds. What's happening in there? 200, 220. Oh, I guess it's all gun stuff. Yeah. We have a forward walk. Click at this. Not perfect. Did I tamper with some stuff? Maybe it's too far. Maybe at some point you would have done more steps to get there. All right, let's try 15. I'm overdriving. Don't remember what the original one was. I thought it was 15, but maybe it's only like 8. Okay, not the worst. Didn't want to have to work on this today. I have to. I think I was finding some inconsistent turns that we're looking into. Still currents. Decent. Try a different radius. What if we're at 23.5? That seems reasonable. More reasonable. Where was this position? There. Yeah, 23.3. That should be closer to what it should have been. Yeah, I was finding out, I was kind of poking it last night. Found out we do have a discrepancy between. So we're freezing transformations on controls want them to be kind of like object-centric. We want to be able to zero them out and get them back to a stable position. That's not a world position. So there's a chance we should be offsetting. Possibly by maybe origin to controls absolute world position. That makes sense. Means they all move different amounts, but all a reasonable and or a testable amount. So it wouldn't necessarily be here because we're starting in a pose. Also, I have to reach a lot farther, right? Or take another step. So I guess we might also be at a point where we'd have to link multiple walks together. We could take 2 steps and get like part of that. Either way, this is what it is right now. We are at supposed to be a turn left. Can we name it? Let's actually turn. Where's walk? Yeah, that's much less extreme. Hopefully that's enough. Yeah, I mean, we just can't push it too far. How fast can a frog move before it's, you know, in a different stride? Okay, so this is left, which is actually going right. So just change this to right. This one to left. Cool. Now we're probably, we want this to actually be 80 to 495, and then we'll swap the angle to a negative. That's okay, we just need to select all our controls. Or like most of the controls. Okay, let's see. Okay, yeah, that's a left turn. There's a chance that maybe, what if we do just the front hands one more time? Just curious. Mm. Not gonna lie, I think it's better. thing. I wonder how much of a snap it's gonna look like. Can be really bad. Like, can be not so bad. Okay, what else? We still need a death. Still need a death. Maybe we'll do a death from a walk, and we'll just maybe have the arm give out. I don't know. Be like explosive death. The mouse was convenient, right? The mouse was moving at speed. You kill the mouse and it takes a nosedive. Perfect. No matter what, it's going at speed. Any loss of momentum or like getting tripped up, it would probably go head first, right? Froge? I don't know. Could be more dramatic because it's slower. Like literally more drama. More dynamic. Less dynamic even. I'm really curious. Gonna work. How good or bad it looks. Okay, so they won't be the same. So that'll be a good test, I think. We ran the front arms twice. Let's try exporting that. That just on one. I think it was the left one. Yeah. Place. And I'll sit patiently. Or wait. We have danger by numbers. We do. So yeah, we only have one new puzzle. Go through all the puzzles we have. I don't think we did, so we could gamble. Oh, Gamba. We'll go to puzzle main. We'll just start a new puzzle. Just while that exports, and then yeah, still working. Still working. Okay, so we got a 25 by 18. That's an 18. And that's a 10 plus a 7. Good. So good. And then it's a solid 22. For the 2. 14. 2. 14. 3. That's easy. Takes up 16, we have 18, so it only floats one, so we'll put in like 11. And 2 for the 3, because it could be anywhere. Got that, that's 2, 2, 3, 5, 6, 8, 2, 'Let's try this one's easy. Every game needs easy puzzles though. Oh, what axis? This. Good. So be a 10. Need to come up with some harder puzzles. Maybe that should be a redeem. Submit a picture. I guess I could make a puzzle configurator and then we could do it as Unity packages, maybe? An idea? $12, $11. Goodness, can you guess where it is, chat? I bet you can't. Difficult. Definitely not on screen. Good. We have 2 6s here. That's just 6. That means this is done. Oh, all this is done. Okay, yeah, that's good. Sorry, I got carried away. Man, we're gonna finish that one. We're gonna target. Maybe make a new one on stream. Done. Let's find good old Pablo. And now it's importing. Now we can finish the puzzle. Alright, so that's gotta be there. Here's a 4. I don't know where the 1 is. Three. Eight. We have 4. Not lining up because it has too many numbers in a row. Okay, that's 5. That's 3. 10. Again. 2, 1, 11 now. That is. Okay, 11. This has to be a 5. This is a 6. 4. 2. 5. So this needs to be a 6. Can I go there? A little bit of shifting. Could be here. I think we can do that one for I can only shift 1. Good, good. Okay, the 5 gonna be okay. 7. I don't know. It gets some amount of it. Kind of like. That has to be a 6. That needs to be colored. One dash 3 dash 2. Yeah, only one way to fit that. Okay, can't fit a 4 here. Can't fit a 4 there. That's the okay, this needs to be joined. And that one's done. It's 2, 5. That one's filled. It's done. It's done. Can't be there. We're missing one here. It's filled in. I want to fill in the blanks before we finish. Gonna get the picture. Boom. Yeah, it mapped, but it's a mantis. And we did that one yesterday. So yeah, maybe we stop randomizing. Are we good here? We're gonna have to set it up. Pay attention. Kind of wish it would like Bing when it's done. When it's a little import thing. This is okay. Animation. Need to add a few more. A couple more. Because turn in place is just walk. Turn in place test. We'll get to that eventually. Maybe tomorrow. Make sure they're both looping. All right, let's try that. Okay, importing. That'll take a second. So let's see what, we done this one? I'm gonna put the redeem in. I think it's 17. It's gonna be like, gotta be that. Okay, this one might be a little bit tougher. 17 and 25, it can shift by 8. We should be able to put down 9. Not there. Not there. Altogether it takes up 17, so it only shifts 3. So we should be able to put 9 in for the 12. I'll have it 2 in there somewhere. Okay, one can put in many less. Might be too much. We'll deal with that later. Let's wait for this. This can only shift 1. Put it in like that. And then 10. Put that one in there. That needs to be. I guess it doesn't have to. This has to be 9. Still importing. Man, importing takes forever. Just need to be part of the 6. That's 19. It can shift 6. And 9. Which is really beneficial. Put in this 8 now. Oh, look at that. And this has to be connected because 6. That's the. Those need to be. Six, 7. Oh, we're done importing. Okay, so now we have more animations to put into a walk, and then we can drive it around a bit. Hope. So I should have named it different. Maybe a little bit confused. Have it in. Figure it out. So turn left tight is not actually turn, it's a walk. Turn right tight. You're -1. We could do walk left and walk right. Being like -0.5. Maybe. Yeah, alright. That's much better handling. Let's see how bad the snapping is. We're starting to merge it in. Too bad. We're like a little bit more towards the extreme. I really don't see snap. My mind interpolates this. It's there, but it's kind of subtle. Interesting. We can get him to slow down a little bit as he's turning. So maybe we should make it a little bit faster. And when he's starting, he gets fast. And I don't know if we need him to back up his act. Maybe want to put it in. Maybe I'm lazy. I wonder if there's any cost to having too many animations in this. Because we're possibly blending, a few. So that's 4 just from this, and it can still have 2 here and 2 here at the same time. So that's like 6. And then I guess you can blend into this and out of this. Interesting, it's a lot of animations. I think seems fine though. Bad if I'm lazy. A little bit lazy. Fine, it's backwards. Probably not going to move backwards, I'll probably turn anyway. Because I would need to program it going backwards. So for reasons I did early on, program whether it would be more efficient given a set of variables to turn around and run, or if you wanted to just back up, because you back up at like a slower speed than your max speed. Anywho, let's drive this guy around. See how he looks, get a feel. I almost wish it went faster. Why did it seem so much faster down here? What controller does he have? He has the right controller. Okay, this is kind of fun to watch. Look at this over here. And zoom in a little. Watch the balance, the little change of the weights as we drive them around. I have it so you have to have shift to go full speed. Otherwise you'll go half speed. It's alright. Looks like a lot of hesitation though. Not bad. There's something about the blending. Maybe I should have just taken more of a step. Might be blending with some other stuff. Hmm. That looks okay. Yeah, the turns are a little bit weak. I all feel like a little too blended. Hey, zombie, how are you? Need the waiting to be different. That one's okay. Kind of looks like it should. What are you up to? Hello there. What did I mess up? Am I doing it again? Wait. Hello there, angel from my nightmare. Something, something, alive. Is that it? I don't know what your cue is today. I missed it. But we never give house to force. Maybe that is the balance. If we're all in sync, would that be an imbalance? Where's the chaos? Just gonna walk my forg right away. Mm-hmm. 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 Oh, that's so funny. Turn. The turn needs to be more. Be more turn. I mean, he does turn. I guess it's fine. I can't really complain. If someone says hello, hello there, you answer with General Kenobi. Oh yeah, okay, I see. I see. I get it. Your meme game might be a bit outdated. That's fine. Roger, Roger. Funny. I don't know if I've like I know exactly what it comes from. I don't know if I've heard people say that one though. That's really good. Maybe I'm just under a rock. Have you considered that? Does this look okay or is it a little too stiff? Lazily hanging around as always. Nice. And yeah, I have to say, February for some reason, we got a lot done, but last week I was feeling incredibly lazy, and this week I am also having a similar, like, difficult time. Even though I feel like we've gotten a lot done. Also, the stuff I've been doing is technically avoiding work. Technically. Under a rock? Maybe in a shelter with your hoodie? Yeah, possibly. Very possibly. I haven't even been able, I don't know why, have not been able to really play games. I had to put down Might and Magic 6 for reasons, I guess. I got a good way through. I like defeated another dungeon and I'm like, okay, I don't know where to go now. It's gonna take time and effort to do the research to figure out where to go. Avoid work by doing other work, zombie approves. Right? We have a healthy, safe community here. Yeah, there's gotta be a place in society for us, right? We help. We do things. Not always the thing we're supposed to do at the time we're supposed to do it. I don't think there's any real responsibilities at America. I don't think that's the right word. Ever. Avoid speaking as well. Just want to move my little tanky guy around. Oh, we have to do the masks. That's so satisfying. I really like doing that. All right, we have to do masks. It's going to take a little bit of time, and then it's going to take some import time. I might have to kind of save between each mask we make. This is something I don't do often. And I like 2 or 3. Definition. Create from this model. Wait, what is the other option? Create from other masks. Kind of interesting. So I wonder if I could make a mask that's both guns and then make another mask that's either gun easily. Let's try. Let's experiment. Oh, I should really like optimize first. I don't think I have to deal with all of this crap. Toggle all off. Dig through joints. You know what? The clutter will make me feel safe. I stick with guns first. Out of the chest. That's the one. Must be a place. We have our place. Even quite comfy most of the time. Others should ask if they want to join our place. That's true. That is true. So yeah, what project are we pulling off the healing bench today? Or is it just thinking? We're thinking about the healing bench projects. It's so many projects, very legitimately, not like trying to get into our like fun procrastination guild, but legitimately like the longer time, and there is kind of an over limit of this, but more time I have to think about a project that I will have to do in the future, I feel the better prepared I am for that project. But then after like maybe a year, that project will definitely just hit the fog. It's gone. Pieces will fall off by the day. Anyone else with that? I feel like I could be very good right up until I'm not. And then yeah, you get like free rent in my brain if we talk about a project and it doesn't start right away. Not like I can help it. Actually kind of at one of those scenarios where it's like been a long time and we're still kind of talking about a project, and I'm hoping that I still have the whole thing in my purview. Trying for 2 hours now to get your ass downstairs. You left off on flashing the new firmware and need to configure it now on the printer. That sounds cool. What were you configuring about it? Head size. I'm trying to think what I had to do. So mine had pre-configured firmware. So I just had to say like which one, because there were 2 models of mine, of the rigid bot. So I was like, I have the rigid bot, not insane. 4 inches bigger, so it could get like a 2-inch bigger print base or something. Not worth it. I think we need this, but being thorough. I think we'll do both and then we'll make a new mask. I think that's good for guns. Wait, is this going to be on one? I need a mask. I need a mask definition. this create it? Or is this going to mask specifically like the animation that I have selected? Might be having a facepalm moment right now. I'm going to hit apply, and we're going to wait some time, and we're going to maybe come back with a facepalm. But in the meantime, oh, Zombie, do you have any pictures to submit for puzzles? Everything. It's a universal third-party board, so you need to set up everything. That sounds like fun. Sounds like fun. Mine didn't have enough to tweak. I'm gonna complain about something. At the same time, mostly works. Really not too bad. Can't complain about that. I did assemble it myself. So I'm very happy that it works. Wait a second, this is a 2. Aha, which makes this the 9. Most of the 8. Six, so 5, most of 4, 3, most of 10. So actually, can't we do all of this? Blocked that. Cool. And these are all good. Pictures for puzzles? You'll think about it. Sounds good. You know, whatever. Arg. Oh, no new sub sound. When I actually get around to ripping the YouTube video, I will let you know. Oh wait. All right, I really need an undo. I really need an undo. I got a little bit carried away. All of this. This. Okay, cool. We're back. Good. Good. These can't be a 2. Oh, we're done. Good. Fine. If I click on a different animation and it's gone. It's gone. Okay, wait, where do I put, where do I make the real mask? Set and rig. I know there's a place. Just get put in here. Like a create. All right. Totally transparent. Completely forget. Avatar mask. That's the one. Frog guns. We'll clean this. Okay, do you think it's gonna take a lot to remove it? Toggle all. Does that mean turn all on, or is that actually toggling each one? So it's not a toggle. like colloquialism for toggle. You got surprisingly few images that are not photos of random objects. No. You totally misunderstand. We need pictures of random objects. I'm trying to get pretty much pictures of monsters, I guess, because I have random renders around on my hard drive. But I only have so many. And then I look at them like, are you going to be an interesting one? Your random objects are very uninteresting, like old PC hardware. Guess I'm usually just looking for things that are busy enough to make like an interesting puzzle. As long as it's not, if it was like a graphics card that is solid black and it's like, oh, this would just fill most of it in with long lines of the same thing. Then again, radiators in the original game, things that have stripes like radiators or louvered things, stripes, those all worked pretty well. Not that there was a ton of them, but there's enough to be like, oh, I see the pattern and it's still difficult. Great. Part of a 4. Call that out. The first one's a 2. We can cut those out. Can't fit a 3 and a 5 up here. Well, I guess 5 can be down here. But this has to be part of the 9, right? I'll leave it for now. Okay, so this one so it can't be here. Don't have enough space. 7 here or here. That does cut out all of this. Still good. 7, 5. Cut that. A 1 and a 7 to fit in. It's 8 to fit in 11. Sorry, and it's need to be here. So let's leave that there. Okay, a little shifting that. So that can't be 1, 2, so this has to be a 1. That's filled in. Now we can fill it that much. Start with the 1, that starts. That's got to be the 3 because I can't fit it there. Be a 1. I'll get it. Rogi, how are you? Can I explain the game? So the game is that, well, like the original game is the idea that you have a broken scanner, and the scanner can only give you a readout of what row and column should have had a color in it, and like how long that color would have been, if that makes sense. It's almost like reverse printer. So yeah, given that, you can kind of block out things. So I like right click to block out with the gray, and then the black ones are for the actual streaks of numbers, and then the white are unfilled. So we're trying to find the black, and the gray doesn't matter. It's more of a visual aid for us to know when we can't have that filled in. And then, yeah, given that, you just kind of go through and figure out the math of like how everything fits in, how much it could shift. If you do it, so I usually figure it out as like you calculate all the numbers together, you count out if you squish it all on one side, count out if you squish it all on one side, and anywhere where one of the numbers would overlap in both scenarios, fill that in. That's kind of my strategy. And then there's some things like if this wasn't 6-1, this was 6-6, then I would fill these in gray because I can't fit 6 consecutive in here. So yeah, I can prune those out, then just go back and forth, columns and rows, and try and figure out where the definite ones are. Did I explain it well? It's really, yeah, it's just consecutive filled in cells. And then the red are just guides to help you understand that you have blocks of 5, so it counts fast. No, not like this, bad. Okay, so here's an instance, right? So we have a 7 somewhere in here. We've gotten to a situation where like these ones are all done. This can only have one 4. It has a 4, so there's no other filled in ones in here. That means everything on the right of this needs to also be grayed out because we can't fit a 7 to the right of that. So yeah, now we have to fit the 7 within this section, right? So here's 5, 6, 7. And then if I count it from the other way, here's 6, 7. And so this can only shift 4. Exactly. Sorry, I'm obsessed. You know, the wife only kind of explained it to me, and I kind of like figured it out as we were going. And yeah, I don't know. This is how I think now. Then I go over here and I'm like, okay, wait, in this column, right, we have a 2 at the bottom, so this has to be a 2. And it can't be a 3. And cap that off. And then we would have a 1. We could technically have 2 1s in here, and then this could be the bottom of the 7. But if this is the bottom of the 7 going up, then we would end like here, and then we'd only have a 2 above it, which is not true. So we have a 2 here, so we can block these out. Then we need to have a 7 after the 2. So we fill this in. We don't know if this is going to be filled in, so we can at least go to 6, because it couldn't go up any higher. Right? I don't know, I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed with the logic of the whole thing. If that's 2 and that's 7, then we have 2 1s somewhere down here, and then a 2, which means that's the 2. This has to be a 1. And then, yeah, we can't really fill in the rest here. And then, so this is 13 1. We have a 1 here. We filled these in because there's only 2 numbers. And then since we're over here, these could be included, but if they were, it would still need to go out a bit. That's 10. That would make up 13, or that would make up 13. You can shift 3 in either direction. The 1, and I guess we don't know where the bottom is. This could be the 1 or the 4. Yeah, just go through. Just like a bunch of little logic puzzles. Look, it's easy. It never was. You know, if you start with easy ones, I never looked at the source of the game. I still have yet to do that. But if you actually went through the game, Murder by Numbers is the original. It starts with like 5x5 puzzles, and then goes up to like 7x7, and then 10x10, and then by the end you're at like 20x20. And I'm obsessed, so I'm starting big. But like, yeah, it makes a lot more sense when you step up through the ranks. I'm sorry. I'm also sorry I'm obsessed. So this needs to be part of the 6, and it can't go that far, right? Because that would 7. We have a 3, so we just need a 1 in there somewhere. This doesn't have anything lower than a 2, so we can't fit a 1 in there. It all makes so much sense. Wait, are we done yet? Okay, we can ignore my silly obsessions and go back to this for a time. Where's my mask? Frog guns. Not humanoid. Wait, how do I make it off of not this avatar? Import skeleton? Sure. Toggle all off. Main control. Fine. I think it's on the chest. Okay. I'll get all the way down to the. Is it Shift Alt? I think there's a way to expand all after a certain arrow. You just pretend you're playing Minesweeper so your brain doesn't try to keep up. I mean, I do consider it a lot like Minesweeper. Though Minesweeper is doing breadth-based searches. Is that true? Where you would first search your immediate surroundings for answers, and then you would look for that immediate surroundings. You could almost A-star around your edges to find the next piece of information that's going to help you divine what it is, right? And this one, it's just like you have to go from column to row. Yeah, the opening move, right? Because in Minesweeper, you still have the opening move. And for me, it's click around until you get a big opening. You know, I'm not going to like click and find a 1, and the 1's. Well, the 1, it can't be the only thing that opens, right? I'm not going to click around and find an 8 and start the game from there. I don't think anyone would. So, like, yeah, it's about clicking around randomly in Minesweeper, but in this one, it's more about counting out how much a pattern can shift. I don't know. It's a nerd game for nerds, and I just have to accept I'm a nerd. It's fine. I'm over it. I mean, completely obsessed, but over the implications. Do one gun, then the other? Maybe we'll duplicate and turn some off? We'll see. Let's make some mistakes. I'm good at that. Yes! Okay, Shift Alt is the button. I was just thinking of it too late every time I tried it. Okay, them's both gone. I not have to bake this? It's just good. It loves that. Okay, we're gonna be left. Okay, I said this would be left. We will cut the right. Which is good. I missed some on the right anyway. Cool. Suddenly gets PTSD, flashbacks to your time in school when others tried to teach you math. You know, I always approached math in a different way. I would never say that I like outright failed math, except for a couple of cases. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I feel like I got some things other people didn't, and I kind of got confused on some things that other people are like totally fine with. Very confusing. I'm still hung up on logarithms. Like, I understand conceptually that they're like an exponent for division instead of multiplication. Or subtraction if you want to go like super deep. But still very, the like hook method. Why are there so many numbers? Anywho. So this one's right, so fill this in. And cut this out. Okay, so I don't know if we need this yet. I wonder where I can add it. I know I can do it in layers, and I know I can do it on individual animation. But only applied. Terror in my heart over like, gonna just be a case where I can't really mask what I want without having a million versions of something. Society, I'm going downstairs. Yay! Downstairs. That's not a threat. Definitely not a threat. I'm not scared at all. Okay, so you're gonna be guns. I at least know we can throw a mask in here. And I have this guns. Yeah, override, probably good. Need any of that? We want probably full weight. So first we'll have a router, I guess. We mess this up, like it's in the other thing. We're gonna have to like start from scratch. These orange arrows drive me crazy because they can't be like, you can set a new default state, but that is very universal. That tends to shift a lot of logic. I tend to fail to appreciate that. Okay, so in this state, what do we need? A router to do stuff. And then we need to open the guns if we don't have them. Open, draw, whatever. Okay, just get stuff. Did we do it in here? I guess a bool for guns out. In this state, we're going to have where are they? Gun thwip. I mean, we could also do gun prep. Put in random. So yeah, we can to both of those. we'll decide which later. And then, what do we do next? Are undoing it? I don't think I did anything that puts them away. I can do negative speed on these. Duplicate those. I'll just do this before we leave. One. Man, you have to do multiplier on like every single animation you put in. You know what I mean? That's madness. Cause like to do slow-mo or time wizardry or whatever you want to do, you would need to make a parameter. You would need to put in a float for multiplier, and then the parameter for multiplier needs to be on every individual animation. Otherwise, you'll hit an animation without it, and you'll go to regular speed, and it'll be very awkward. Okay, so from here, I think we want to go to a regular empty state. Like with it out, hopefully. And then this maybe goes to fire. And then fire comes back naturally. And then this can go out if it needs to. This. Gun, thwip, transition, condition on, guns out. False. Guns out, false. That means we'll come out. The one will have to be, which one's going to take priority? And we'll go for random greater than 0.25. I don't know if we have to do the opposite or if it's just going to choose that one because it has an extra condition. I don't know. Maybe it will default to the other one and I'll just be totally embarrassed. Totally red-faced. So flush. Anywho, this is definitely going to be random. Greater than 0.25. Wait, gun thwip should be like 0.75. No, maybe the weird mechanical one should be the Easter egg. Okay. Guns out. Do this. Okay, so we can go in here when we have guns out. And then this can exit when guns not out. I think that I didn't put that in yet. So open and close. That might need to be like a specific ability. Like it decides to open because it's ready to attack. So maybe if its health is low, it'll close it when it's in cover or something. I don't know. As soon as they gave me in MechWarrior the ability to choose whether you have your ports open or close or have them automatic, I was overwhelmed with the, you know, the give or take of having them open and closed. And then there's like a delay to open and then fire. And there's a delay that I will add if I'm opening and then firing, and not like opening before I ambush and fire. But if you ambush, you also want a little defense. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of back and forth. I never really decided. So I went with automatic, like a pleb. Someday I'll make that decision. Or maybe someday I will change that decision. I don't know. I think this is good. So at this point, right, where we have multiple layers, it's not super straightforward to test because we're then in a complication state where we actually need to be like testing the whole character. At least I don't know where the like little window is where it's like run this whole thing. So I think we just have to drive it. See how it works. Hey Catless, how are you? Your garments are clipping through each other. Does it mean the outer layer is too tight? Maybe there's... Wait. Are clipping through each other. You can increase the collision distance? It could mean the outer layer is a little bit too tight. But in theory, if it was the right tightness to begin with, like if you could get it to simulate before the animation, it should be good. The thing that you want to increase is dynamic friction or kinesthetic friction. Like if you can find simulation properties of the garment, maybe it was of the character. Anyway, I found that like when things move, they can slip past each other normally, but the default settings for some reason aren't that. They're usually I don't know, it's actually kind of interesting how they kind of like cling to you and you go right through them. I feel like the default settings give you spiderweb clothing. I think that's how I describe it. So yeah, if you can find a friction setting, I would play with that first. As movement. And I want to do a hop too. So if I hit guns out, they come out. We need to set this. We'll do test for now. And then of course everything gets reset when you speak something like that. Sorry, I'm dying. I have no idea where that came from. It's like a puff of dry air came in my mouth. So sorry. Get some water. Oh my. Catless, do you have a picture? Not that I'm trying to get your kobolds clipping out of their garments, but I don't know, maybe it can be a new puzzle. Maybe we should make a kobold puzzle. Actually, I might have enough fodder to actually do that. Why does this one not transition? Oh, I did it wrong. Of course I did. So when we go into gun flip is when we want to do the random. I think. And then this one will take this out. Always in this state. Okay, that's fine. This one's speed will go up, so it'll happen faster. We could play with the transitions. Exit time 0. Good. And that happens if random. And they should both happen only if guns out. And then we'll handle having the guns back in. Okay, I don't think we need these. Maybe we do. Leave them in. This one. This one is just guns out. Idle. Wonder if we need a guns out idle. Well, cloak crash. No running in long clothes. I'm sorry. Yeah, they can get a little crashy. Maybe turn the density down. I don't know. How dense do you usually work with? I know you had a problem because your character is small that you had to scale everything down. I know things probably aren't 1-to-1 what the Clo people were expecting. Alright, so guns out. That takes a second, and then guns out idle doesn't actually have the guns out. Trying to think, do we have an animation somewhere where the guns are out, but they're not like, oh yeah, this, okay, sure. Oh, I think I have to make a new one. Okay, I don't want that one to affect the other character, so we have a little bit of, means a little bit more import export, a little bit more puzzle time. Sorry. Okay, what is the one that moves? Looks like you. Oh yeah, okay. I see your problem. Alright, so just go here and we should have a last key. That one. And then we just flatten these. We have to do the same for this one. Last key, select both keys, and flatten. Perfect. 3 to 5 millimeter particle distance. Okay. And then you have a small character, right? I think that might be a little bit dense. You could probably go closer to like centimeter. Zombies back in town. Nice. Oh, and the foot moves. But that doesn't matter. That should get masked out. And that one's even worse. $75. The right one. So we'll select some of them left gun bits. Guess here too. And why does it look like the whole thing curls? Why does the whole thing curl? Whatever, let me get the picker. Yep, there's your problem. Oh, it's still working. Give it a second. Hey, Pixel, how are you? Default is 20 millimeters. Small is about 50 centimeters tall. It just still feels really dense. Yeah, I don't know. Do you think the density is what crashed it? Or do you think there was like a collision thing, a clipping thing? Friction? Did I lead you down the dark side? Making a controller set up for a frog? Pretty much. I figure that's the best way to deal with each creature, is that it pretty much needs to move kind of like a full character. Might not have a full move set. Yeah, I don't know, it doesn't hurt. And if I'm ever inspired to make a frog-based gunning game one day, we will be totally set up. Becoming more and more enamored with this character. It could happen. Okay, if I rename this, I don't know if it's gonna be a problem. It should technically be walk. I'll leave it. Okay. I think this go to 520. We need a idle gun open. Do you remember the old game called Tanks? Could do that with frogs instead of tanks. Would be funny. Actually, no. What is this game, Tanks? I mean, maybe it'll be. I mean, I'm so glad I did not look up Tanks on stream. That would have been a ban. I'm really surprised now, actually. Tanks game. Oh, wait, okay. Hold on. Is there a destructible environment in this game? Because this has similarities to a game that I used to play. Give me a second, let me find it. I think I remember it being called Scorched Earth. Yes. Yes, this is the one. But this is what I would play on 3.1. Like I would boot up Windows 3.1 just so I could blow up some terrain. This was amazing. And Tanks has such a similar look to it. Especially where you've clearly like gone through a couple of layers. Yeah, this was kind of primitive. Great game. Yep. Okay, I'm glad I'm not alone. Other Scorched Earth fans. There's a remake of it. Okay, hold on. What? Really? Ceramic remake. Oh, okay, wait. I see Scorched Earth 3D. I wish the textures were better, but this could be cool. Man, I could do this. Is this gonna be my next distraction? So at the same time, we could have destructible environments. I have some terrain deformation stuff in Mechablo already. I just didn't know if I wanted to go full on with it because Microsoft a while back was putting out a game that was like the terrain destruction. You have grenades that'll blow big holes in the ground and grenades that will create hills. What madness is this? And I remember thinking that was cool, and then seeing the reviews be like, don't go near that one. So I avoided it. I'm still intrigued. It's kind of cool to see stuff change in front of your eyes. 500 to 590, 550. Cool. All right, now we just need to, I guess, just reset the guns. Okay. And top joint. I guess just select him and key him. I hope this works. Starting to feel a little burnt. The other thing I thought was good, I'm also having this problem with blending in idles, making the animations look a little bit more dead. Or that's what I'm going to blame my bad animating on for now. Did I really do that? Of course I did. That's fine. You just need to set everything to 0. Key everything. Here and key it. No, don't. What is this? Don't do that. Exactly what we're trying not to do. Oh, it's you. It's just you. Delete that. Okay, good. Save that. Is there anything else we need? We'll need a death eventually. Do we do death? No, we export. Go. Yes, replace. And then we can't touch that for a bit. For a short while. Never took off. I don't know how Scorched Earth is not, you know, a chart topper. Clearly we're in the worst reality. Maybe the game you were thinking was called Vector Tanks. It's been a long time since you've seen it. I feel that. I only know Scorched Earth because I went on quite a few searches to find it. What is Vector Tanks? Interesting. Oh, is this like it's like a Tron? Or like a mech warrior? Actually looks a lot like a mech warrior. Mech warrior 2 just had textures on the ground, right? It's the only difference. The only difference, clearly. But yeah, I feel like I'm making this game just less Tron and creatures instead of tanks. Yeah, you're right on the nose. Know something ancient? There's a newer online MP tank game. Like war tanks or whatever. Yeah, that one where people keep posting real tanks from the real world and then getting banned from the forums. Can't remember, it was Modern Era. Okay, if you think about it, let me know. I'm curious. I was a little obsessed with that game. Okay, so that can't be filled in. The 9, right? That 6, 7, 8. We have to fill in at least one more, and then it can't go that far over. The one here at 4 can't go there. This is part of the 4? Hmm. You exported? Not yet. Oh, writing output file. And it snatched that window right out of my hand. We're good? I feel like any second now. I'll be like, you done. Did the end go somewhere? I don't see it. That's worrisome. If there's a prompt somewhere that I can't find, okay, Maya's just gonna be hanging. I think it finished though. All right, big fingers crossed. Hopefully we don't mess this up. Play this. Importing. I'll have to do another import. So let's not get too cozy. Okay, so we need a 3, so that can't be it. This has to be part of the 2. Means 3 fits in here somewhere. Doesn't mean much though. It's gonna only shift 1. Be putting a lot more in for this. Can't do 1. Put 1 in for the 2. And then 6. Or at least 4 in for the 6. Seven 1. I'm only fitted in a 16th spot. Was the Worm franchise kind of like Scorched Earth? Yeah, actually, I would say Worms was kind of a good successor. Imagine having to wait through everyone's turn before getting to make a couple of clicks. That would be instantly become the most toxic game ever devised in the 2020s. Yes. Yeah, I agree. It'd be really tough. I mean, but people also had like D&D by mail back in the day. You know what I mean? That was something people subjected themselves to. That amazes me. You only have 4 numbers. 1. This could be part of the 6. Or it could be 2 and then a 6. But this needs to think. No, that needs to be the 2. That makes this 6. Huh? And then, yeah, there's a 1 somewhere. That for later. Needs to be a 1 7. That's a 2. That one's done. 5. That's a 1. This probably has to be the 7, right? Yeah, because we can't make a 4 and still fit a 7 here because we need a blocker between the 4 and the 7. So if this is the 7, we can just put this here. That was technically, that would be the 7. Yeah, I think that's right. Oh, but this could just be filled in as a 10. That needs to be the 8. Loading in there. We're good in there. Okay, wait. Checking. It's a grid thing I'm working with. So there's a game called Murder by Numbers. It's just a little puzzle game. And I liked it so much that I made my own version. And the idea is that it takes images and it's breaking them down into rows and columns of consecutive colors. So you are really just finding the black ones. The gray ones are where things can't be. They need to be the spaces between the consecutive black sections, and then the white ones are just not filled in yet. Yeah, and then you just try and figure out from the numbers what would need to go where. Like, for instance, this has only a 6 in it, and it's like, if these two are black, this would be the 6. If these two are black, this would be the 6, but this could never be part of the 6 right here, because that would be 7. We can like block that out. And then just logic and deduction. You just fill in and block out and cha. Time was more relative in the olden times. Do you know what happened when the space game by the name of VGA planets? No, what is VGA planets? I should check the frog again. Oh, this looks interesting. Some of this looks familiar. Not that I played this game, but definitely played some space games that were kind of about routing. Routing and having different systems that you go between. This seems kind of cool. It's like such an almost. A lot of it's really cool. It's like, could you just have made the space thing like a little gray? Like, why is it so white? Just has a texture on it. Or no texture on it at all, just a white. Just check Discord. Not used to recording video. Oh goodness, what do we have here? Okay, wait, let me download these so I can get them on stream easier. What is this thing? It's so big. Now see, this exact thing, like right here, you map that down, that would have been a picture from the original. Absolutely. Man, that's insane. It's so heavy. That's supposed to be a heat sink as well as a case that's supposed to protect against, like, I don't know, a nuclear bomb or something. This is awesome. What is this exactly? And such Fallout vibes. Such Fallout vibes. Seriously. To tablet PC, of course. Your last bargain from the weekend. Pentium 3. That's amazing. Can you get Photoshop working on it? I mean, Windows 2000 Professional. That's practically modern hardware. But ew, ME. I guess it's NT, so it's not quite Millennium Edition. XP works too. You know, I was not a fan of XP. I guess it was stable, but I thought it was the ugliest thing. Like, the ugliest thing they've ever put out. Both installations broken, of course. Yeah, you can't have like a working Windows installation. That's like a privilege. Okay, now we're back here. We're gonna have to do a little bit more importing, but click at this, go create a new gun idle. Fly, okay. Now that'll take some time. Old industrial PC, you think it was used for a CNC control. Ooh, that is really cool. Really cool. 7. So that has to be part of the 12. And then we only have 7, 8, 9. This is also part of the 12. I feel like that needs to be part of the 2. It's gotta be. Just like that. This has to be part of the 7. This has to be part of the 4. Could be anywhere though. Yeah, the only problem with making your own puzzles is the quality assurance. 2 in there. I swear I've solved it before. It is doable. Hmm. No, I always like having a point where I'm like, no, it's time to guess. The 1 and 6. That's 4. Those need to be filled. That's too much. That's 7. Okay. That changes things. Could be anything over there. And this needs to be a 6 at the bottom. Okay, I mean, you're getting somewhere. Jack's still importing. Yes, you're tempted to use it for the printer. I mean, that's what it was born for. Hands got stuck to the apron. Abort simulation. Yes. Oh my goodness. Learning where you can, because it's just natural to animate characters, I feel like, touching themselves. Just basic contact things, because it's almost like a way that we sanity check in the middle of something. You know, why not? There's nothing against touching oneself in conversation. It's just sometimes it communicates a real thing, like an emotion. Like when some people touch their forehead, it is some level of like shame. Sometimes shame for another person. Sometimes they feel shamed. But yeah, it's just like unconscious. So yeah, then when you add clothing simulation in, and I remember doing a Rook from Bard Rock Cafe climbing down a bookcase, and she like does this crouch before, because she starts on top of the bookcase and climbs down, so she does a crouch to get comfortably lower, to lower her leg over the edge. And of course you'd like put either your hands or your elbows on like your knee or your thigh, so at some point. And it was like stupid danger. So yeah, watch out for contact points. I also find there to be a problem with the ground, because when you make a shoe-like object, it wants to collide with the ground, because everything collides with the ground in the simulation. And that usually pushes it through the foot. But then, yeah, if you need anything else to look like it lays on the ground, you either have the ground on or off, so it's tricky. This is why nails are kept trim. You know what? It's so funny. You know, if my fingernails interacted this way, I would trim them like crazy. But it's only like a day after they break that it functions like that. I imagine this being the moment where the kobold is saying, "Get in my belly," right? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And looking at like small bugs or like small rodents. Oh, this is the run though, isn't it? Yeah, so the run, because you're gonna wrap the arms around the body a little bit, and yet people, uh, you don't like gorilla arm when you run, right? You keep it in. That's gonna be tricky. Harvest Designer. I think this is Chloe, but I will let Catless answer. What else can I figure out anything here? Why is my counting skills off? Oh, there's two ones. Oh. Oh. I think that's the only way it can be then. So kind of like everything. We can't put a 4 in here. It's just the 1 and then the 4 goes in here. Maybe. Hmm. This must be the hardest puzzle I have. Oh, we're done. Good, we're out of it. It's Chloe, MD's sister. You got MD10 but never really made anything with it. Yeah, we use Marvelous Design around here. We've been making more creatures recently, so not as much as we could be. But yeah, I guess we did the goblin from simulated clothes. We'll do it again eventually. But for me, clothes are such a cultural thing, so I have to kind of figure out the culture of my world before we really start making clothing for stuff. Getting stuck in a design loop. Painting myself into a design corner. Oh wait, we need to create the new animation? I thought that went in already. Gun idle. Ah, there it is. Idle. This is gonna be the fire. Hmm. Do we do one and then the other? So that one's left. This one can be right. See if that works. Yeah, definitely like Marvelous. Made some really weird stuff in Marvelous too. I remember making a book. I remember being told I was crazy for that one. Uh, Harness. I've made potion bottles. Yeah, it doesn't work super well with adding extra stuff in. So my workaround is sometimes making hard surface models in Marvelous Designer to simulate like more bulk in clothing and stuff, like crap in the pocket. It's an interesting way to learn. Is this gonna fire? This test. I'm confused. Going through, but it's not doing anything. Okay, maybe we do a new parameter that's called fire. I don't want to do fire as a bool, but it's not giving me a choice right now. I have to set it up differently. Okay, so every time this is fire, back through the loop. Someone should make a world mixed with Baroque, Rococo style mixed with cyberpunk. There might be a civilization that's closer to like a Baroque, and I think I kind of want everything to have a slight cyberpunk feel because I want it to be mage punk, which would be harnessing lots of elementals, magics, runes. Pretty much just like every corner of magic, trying to integrate it more into like everything. You know, like D&D is very magic limited in that wands will do a thing. You make a wand, put a spell on it, you can have a wand that does a spell, right? Well, if you were making real things, right, like a real weapon, you could have something that is spawning, cloning, duplicating axes, and then something that is accelerating or like throwing an axe, like a simple mechanism, and then something that accelerates anything that goes through it, right? Like you have haste spell runes that it passes by. It has like a duplicator in the back. Simple mechanism that just like triggers whatever magic power source starts the thing and then moves to the next. You know, that's kind of what I was thinking. It's like I want to try and get real magical society because so many people are just like, oh, it's just magic, which means we get to do Hogwarts and I don't know. Maybe it's just that magic's so inconsistent. It's like a cool power source, and yet somehow they haven't built anything with it. Or the alternative, everything is so magical it's modern. I think the only problem I had with oh, why am I forgetting it? What was the 3.5 setting? Eberron? Eberron was cool because it like had some of the ideas of like, okay, there's more magic in the world. You have a whole sentient race of creatures that were manufactured, and there are these big sacred factories that created them. They're not being created anymore. They're getting decommissioned. You have big, I think you have airships and bullet trains, but then they're just so easily integrated that it became mundane again. So yeah, you're definitely I don't know. I want you to be one of the ones that's putting magic together in a way that's not typical for the world. But I want there to be probably a person or a couple of people in each society that's also kind of pushing their society with crazy ideas of how they're combining magic together. And then you'd probably be integrating a little bit of their thought into your mech. So that way we can have different flavors of build, I guess. If you want to go through like more of a dwarven style, it would be a lot more rocky with metal integration. If you want to go more elven, it's going to be a lot more, I would say carved wood, or like treated wood, that kind of stuff. There might be full-on druids separate, which would be grown, like literally growing things to your use. I want to have like necromancers that are like flesh warping. I don't want them to be outright evil, but obviously they're going to be viewed pretty evil from everyone else. Yeah, there's. I gotta design. I gotta actually sit down and design some crap. Flesh warping, yeah, using bones for a lot of things. Using flesh, reusing flesh. Maybe not specifically raising dead things, but maybe there should be, in a fantasy world, a portion of the world where the society is just accepted as like sometimes things just become undead. Not maliciously so, but like, you know, what if you just woke up one day and were undead, you know? I forget where. There was some. Or no, maybe I just don't want to give spoilers. There was some piece of media where it was kind of like a series of events led to an entire town to become kind of an undead cult without explicitly ever meaning to. They just kind of ended up being there. And I kind of like that idea. What if you accidentally became a vampire or a lich or something? And then you continued to live in kind of an altruistic way, I think would be the idea. They're not evil, just misunderstood. Yeah, zombie. Like, we're just looking for a place where you're not a villain. I don't mind zombies. I just don't want them to be mindless things that run at you. Guns out. Then guns away. And then guns out. Maybe it takes a second. Okay, that kind of works. Though the fact that we mask him means that he actually has no input from like kickback, knockback, any sort of forces actually happening. And then what if we guns out? Put the guns away. They don't go. Stop firing. And put this at 0.5 and they should whip. Yeah. That whip. So good. Like a culture that turns the diseased loved ones into mechanical zombies to honor them? Probably not. That wasn't what I was thinking. Let me put it that way. It could be interesting. But I would think it'd be more like if you die, you die, but we continue to live. So we need to live, I would assume, separate, right? It'd be very difficult to integrate into society if you have certain afflictions. Generations of undead grandmas living in their basements. Yeah. We also have to assume, right? If we make them altruistic, there's still a problem with age always giving you a power imbalance. There's an idea where when you get old, you get less strong and you can endure less, but you have acquired more knowledge and political power, I guess. But yeah, we might if you're a zombie, are you infirmed when you're considered old? So yeah, even if you're altruistic, there might still be a problem with like they have a lot of power and you can't just give it all up because they'd probably get eradicated by whoever just wants to destroy them. You know, you get a little funness there. The deadest channel? Thank you. I'm the only one speaking for those that won't speak or can't speak. Necrons just want to share the love and death with everyone. Yeah. I mean, every culture you make, you have to probably put a few opinions in there. So there might be some people that want to flourish for protection's sake, and then there might be some people that want to yeah, I don't know, isolationist kind of ideals. Maybe protecting people from this, because I would assume also not everyone undead wants to be undead, right? Some people that have made the decision don't want to kill themselves, but probably wish that things turned out different. I think is real for, you know, living humans too. Very relatable. That's the idea, yeah. Right now, like everything I've said is pretty much as I've hashed out about what I definitely want in the game. When I say definitely, I'm like, do I actually want to put this in? Or could it just be big monsters? Because as soon as you put all the cultures and you put in the dialogue, it's like, it's a lot more. I've always assumed I was gonna put it in. I don't know. Yes, maybe, but define undead. Okay, something that had an expiration date. I don't know what the word sovereign means. I want to say like a sovereign expiration date that was surpassed. Sovereign. What does this word mean? I feel like I see it all the time now. Oh, it just means ultimate power. I guess I assumed it was like universally agreed upon, but is ultimate power something that is by definition universally agreed upon? Anywho. I mean, it still kind of holds up. Sovereign expiration date. Moldy cheese that comes back to life. Listen, if you could animate moldy cheese, there would be a discussion over whether it had sentience beforehand to make it undead. But from smell alone, absolutely 100% no one's arguing. That is not dead, which can eternally lie. It's so deep. I don't know if that actually applies. I feel like that's the most religious thing that's been said in my chat. But also very Cthulhu-esque. Not to like say anything about anyone. Yeah, what is that? Beyond cold eons, even death may die. I think that's a Cthulhu quote. Cause screw that Lovecraft guy. What a racist. Am I right? You got canceled, right? Semi-canceled, maybe? Hmm. Maybe we switch back to here if we have guns out as falls. so we can exit a little bit earlier. That's 10. This shouldn't really have an exit time. I don't think. I feel like if I put it at 0, it sometimes can get skipped. My nightmare. Okay, Froge. Guns out. It took too long. Why do you take so long? So you're going 10. 8. You need to go 10. That'll do it. Now, guns out. Much faster. And then fire some guns. And then put the guns away. Ooh, like that. So this one, I have to say, only happens when guns are. I guess, and fire? So if we're not firing, why would we do the second? Guns out. Fire. Guns away. This one can't do its transition if we don't have guns out. Got it, we'll get it eventually. Guns out is true, then we guns out. Whip. Fire. Put the guns away. Okay, yeah, that's good enough. You love smelly cheese? It's your French descendants? It depends on what it smells like, actually. And you know what? There's some smelly cheeses that I like if heated. Like brie. I hate cold brie. I cannot with brie. But there's this chicken Kiev that's stuffed with like brie and like cranberries. It's amazing. It's absolutely great. Cranberries. I think there's apples in there too. Really good. I don't smell the horrible cheese. It doesn't smell like feet. People eat maggoty cheese. Not sure why, but they do. Do they though? I hear about it, but it seems sensational and I think in some places illegal. Yeah, I'm sure there's some people. I do hear it's good. They say it's really creamy. The things the dark side of YouTube tricks people to click on. Yeah. There's one that's called The Cow That Laughs. Very, very smelly, divine to eat. Wait, Laughing Cow? Probably a different company, but Laughing Cow is something we have here. A little bit smelly, but it's good. Gonna look around, make sure I'm not about to dox myself. It says curbside pickup, but it doesn't say my address, so I think we're good. Laughing Cow. This friendly, demonic looking cow. What cow have you seen that's this red? Something about this. Really delicious though. Not the claws again. I'm sorry. Yeah, that could be tricky. There's one that's called the cow. Oh wait, got that one. Just talking to your Copolt. Think you have a computational proof that running with an apron is impossible. They have split aprons. Is that what they call it? Oh, I mean, looks good, yeah. They've split aprons for pottery. Isn't that good? I think, I'm trying to find a good picture of it. You can get ones that fasten around the legs so they don't flap as much. Yeah, there's like standard pottery. Come on, give me like an elite one. Give me the fanciest. This one has ties. Okay, but split apron. I think that would probably work really well. This one, okay, yeah, sure. Thanks, Amazon. Please redirect me. This one actually has the ties. I don't see it tied, but has the idea. You don't have to get them all flapping around. I want to say Adam Savage has a split apron. I think that's where I saw it first, to be honest. I think the firmware config is ready. What can go wrong? I'm trying to think. If you don't turn it on, nothing. Just keep it off. Upload the firmware, just never have it power anything, you'll be fine. But I think if you really want to know, the problem's like, not that you don't. If you set the voltage wrong for the wrong pin, is that a thing? I feel like there's some boards that are like, what voltage do you want to be using? That would be a big one. That would fry some stuff. Schrodinger's firmware? Exactly. Adam Savage sells his own aprons. Well, there you go. You need to model the official Adam Savage apron. Is it the friction that makes the apron stick to the hands? It might be. I'm sorry if I caused all of this. Sorry. Wait, can I? I can move at the same time as shooting. Go. He's circle strafing. Attaboy. Get him. Get him. Look at that stank leg back there. Mm-hmm. Like, let me just do a little shuffle. I'm happy with the tightness now. That's a reasonable turn rate. That and the claw points are so sharp they clip and stick. Yeah, fingers themselves could be problems. Never mind fingertips or nails. Fingers could just really ruin your day. I even find wrists, for some reason, they get thin enough that they can pierce a little bit of the opening of a sleeve and never want to come out. I think this is good. Let's do a tongue thing and a croak. Get some actual work done today, I guess. Oh, finally, it told me it was done. Okay, so we're gonna start at 520. Go to 535. I know we need to do a death, but uninspired, we'll get to it. Do I do it in motion or idle? That's the big question. Firmware upload, connecting stepper motors now. I mean, so you have end stops, right? So the stepper motors can't ruin themselves. Because you have an end stop, and you can manually flick the end stop You should be fine. You should be fine. It's all good. Let's do eye lick. I don't know why I want this so bad, but it's going. Okay. So the first thing will be opening the mouth. I usually need to open my mouth to get my tongue out of my head. Usually. Just like there. Right here it opens. Undo that one. Go here and keep that closed again. See what I'm doing? Oh no, just here we'll start playing with tongue. And when it's on the wrong side, let's see if it did that one right. Exciting. Is there a way to make collision object around the finger help stop the nail from digging into the apron? Good question. Also, impatient and the PC is slow. Otherwise, you could try increasing time resolution and maybe give collision detection some more leeway. That's fair. Yeah, I think for me, it was always best to like not just make sure that the collisions are minimal, but like avoid them with an inch. Like give it a good like 2.5 centimeters of leeway at least to have the cloth kind of flow between the two animated surfaces. Could add some safety fingertips to the model for the animation. Yeah, I mean, if the hands don't hold anything and they're not supposed to brush anything, just cut the hands out entirely, right? Now it becomes a Pepe emo. Oh man, should we make some like real life Pepe emotes? And fill up the BTTV with them. I want to like the people that subscribe. I want them to have emotes for themselves. You know, something to show for their effort. But then BTTV, we can have a whole nother set. The only problem there is that other people can then use our emotes. Not a huge problem. Actually, kind of a solution. How wonderful is that if like another channel picks up our emotes? We should make a Pepe Frog. Absolutely. Right. Now for the tongue. Give her the tongue. That'll show her. I think keep this here. And then definitely by the end. Okay, maybe we'll make it a little cartoony. But extend out and then up. Okay, so you need to select everything but the base. It's a little bit of a weird functionality. And also be my modify trans. Feel like it's doing it anyway. Being defiant. Hey, Vanilla, food just arrived. What did I do? Don't you want some real life Pepe emotes? I think we'll start with Pepe hands so we can give you an emote to describe your feelings right now. You know Pepe hands, right? If not, I would love to enlighten you. Just in case. Wait, do we have Pepe hands on BTTV? No. We could get that in there. Pepe hands is one of the best emotes. Definitely up there. That's the one. Wouldn't that be perfect? Fat little meaty frog hands. We'll have to figure out the tiers. You're not off with the emote lore? Oh, well, you know what? I'm not familiar with off. Okay, let's do this one at a time, I guess. This goes up. Yeah. Tempted to just put this out like this to start with. Some bad geometry gonna come bite me. But it's fine. Everything's fine. Right, the question is, do we want the pose before the contact? I think the next one we would actually try and get it to touch. Attempting to just move it. Okay, now we're getting sloppy. It's fine. As long as we only have a little area where we get sloppy. I think all this was Totally just like this. Perfect. Just need to make sure it doesn't pierce its own face with the tongue. Off it. Adjective having a good or detailing knowledge of. You should be off it with the company and its products. You know what? The company should teach me about. Thank you for teaching me. I appreciate that. Anywho, this is gonna take a little bit of tweaking. We can get something decent out of it. And we'll wrap up soon because honestly, I want to go watch Twitch Rivals with the wife. Is that it? Is that it? It's the truth. It'll be entertaining. If not, I will regret. Much regret will be had. Can we make this not absolutely horrible? Maybe not. Maybe we just need it to move fast enough that no one will notice it's absolutely horrible. Well, maybe I stretch you and we bend earlier. Yeah, you a lot better. Oh. So scuffed. Absolutely. Wait, what if this is not zero? Reset it. Uh, okay, wait. Why are you over here? Like it? Should it cross the face? No, it shouldn't pierce the lips. Kind of perfect, though. Mm-hmm. Really needs to cover the eye, though. Like that. Does his tongue need more loops? Yes. Yes, it does. I'm trying to get away with it, though. Actually, a lot of the tongue was okay. It's actually on the underside. See if we can actually select the mesh. So yeah, the underside didn't get quite enough loops, but the top is good. So I could subdivide a little bit more. A little bit of a crime, but not like a sin you can't come back from. Yeah, if I don't have to, I'm going to do it for now. Because as scuffed as it is, it's still not terrible, especially for a fast animation. Right, like how much effort do we? Need to correct this. Do you think you'll win the Stream Awards? You know, I know I was nominated by quite a few very important people. I'm very honored to have received the nomination for the Stream Awards, but I could never think about actually being the one to win the awards. There's so many amazing people that have been nominated and that I would be going up against, and there's no way that I could ever. But if I did, oh my god, it'd be so just kidding. Could a toad lick themselves to trip on their own toxins? You're asking the right questions, I think. Yeah, why not? They might be immune. So, I don't fully understand the psychoactive toxins of frogs. I do somewhat understand the like deadly neurotoxin that toads have in like a gland behind their eye, like that big blistery looking thing is kind of a big blister. Some sort of gland that's gonna secrete a poison if you eat it. Yeah, I don't know. It's a good question. Your topology is atrocious. I blame Mudbox and only taking I don't know, was it like half an hour to do it? You know what? All right, I'm tempted to fix this up a little bit and then maybe see if we can fix up the topology a little bit. I kind of love tweaking things after the fact. It makes me feel powerful. I think it's just translate y that we need speed. Oh. Yeah, maybe, but that's translate y. So tiny. Okay, yeah, that might not work. Perhaps we have a small issue. Need to get it in one succinct move. I guess right here kind of means flap down. I think that's most of our issue. Let's see. I think that's fine, but we will take a small detour. Small detour to see if we can fix the atrocious topology. It's a study that needs to be funded at some point. Whether frogs are tripping on their own toxin. It would probably be a fun lab test. Like how would you differentiate a sober toad from a non-sober toad? I guess once you'd have to totally detoxify one set of toads, right? And then they would give you a control for what a toad would be like normally, and then you could just observe behavioral patterns and see if there's like an initial difference. But then you could introduce the toxin back and see if that gives like a momentary or like a small event of some sort. Be a cool test. Food is such a great invention. Can we patent that? I'm happy they haven't tried to patent food. Oh, what a horror show that would be, right? Have ILIC, it's in. If we were gonna touch up some topology, like be able to touch it first. Maybe we stretch it a little bit. Actually, this could be a disaster. This might exactly be the problem. If I create vertices in a position and I give them weight, is that going to be a huge issue? Well, I guess that means we should zero out the jaw. And reset all of the tongue. Okay, you know what? I'm also going to say I'm really proud of how much we got for it literally being like a lump in a mouth. Actually, Zombie, what food would you patent? Would you patent specifically? Do you have one off the top of your head? All of these kind of work well. Can I find this? Okay, so I think it's just this needs to be divided a lot. These two sections right here. I saved a brand new scene because this could be a disaster. This is the one we want to cut. I think it might be best to division in like this. Goodbye, mirroring. Guess I could do it better. %. to the tip of cool. I mean, it is taking on some sort of weights. Cool. Cool. Maya, just do all this stuff for me. I mean, we probably have to shift the weights around. It only makes sense. Yeah, that's more solid. I really need this section. Things. Just the section before. This section before and maybe one halfway points. Every food? That's too evil. Zombie. Maybe brains. How about brains? Patent brains. Nice, juicy, wholesome brains. Part of me is like, if we don't paint skin weights, then we're working off bad info. I think this should get added. You want this one. I think that would go. So, Drake, there's so many things going on. Rig. Feels like there should be more coming with. Boop. Boop. Are on no explosion yet? Yes. Brains don't contain enough nutrition anymore nowadays. People got too dumb. I mean, it doesn't have to be smart stuff that brains are filled with, right? Please don't suck. Okay, that looks better. Yeah, I think this should be kind of solid. Interesting facts. Cereal grains and tubers are the most common food staples. There's over 50,000 edible plants in the world, but just 15 provide 90% of the world's food energy intake. Not completely surprised by that. I feel like I eat a lot of carrots and potatoes. Gotta love a good tuber. Hey Len, how are you? I got called out for my topology, so I'm working on some topology. Oh, I guess this is weights. Weights for a bad topology that we're fixing. Where is it? I admit, I'm having a hard time seeing. Okay, this is just confusing. I think that goes with. Get out of there. Why do verts with weights like to hide? Get cleaned. They sent me some. I see. Okay, it started. So I probably want to wrap up soonish. Sent the final render of your environment on Discord. Ooh. Cool, let's check that out. Ooh. That looks so good. I hope I'm not asking about what's going to be outside. Is there an environment outside of the trailer environment? Train? Camper? Whatever this is? Looks cool. I like your neon. All those little hash marks. Must have taken you forever. Very cool. I'll give you a little critique. The things that are shiny, I'd probably put a little bit of like fingerprint, scuff mark, kind of grunge, just in the specular. Yeah, everything looks really good. Your printer cam gave up the ghost. Oh no, good thing you have like 20 more. The outside is rendered out since you have things separate. Cool. That's cool. What kind of environment is it in? But I'm gonna wrap up. I am gonna wrap up soon. Very soon. Promise. I feel like this goes. Okay, that looked weird. Okay, that's already so much better. Let's get this push on. So outside typical dark cityscape stuff. Ooh, flying cars. I like that. Sounds like a cool world. First time with 3D environments. Hoping to make a better one next time. I mean, if that's your first, you have great things ahead of you. So that one's done. This one's here. Not perfect, but better. This much should be weighted a little bit higher. Okay, would need to add more, but I think at least least we're at a point where it's harder to see that the geometry really sucks. Yeah, good enough. It's in its mouth most of the time, right? PID tuning looks good. You may actually be able to print a test cube today. That sounds cool. What do you have to do PID on? Do you have to do it on temperature and extrude length? Or no, you're probably just setting an average extrude value, right? Okay, I like it. Except that the eye kind of twitches. Oh, and yeah, that. We need a croak, we need a death. We might be almost done. Yeah. Ooh. You're grateful with how much information there is online. You can imagine where you'd be without it. Yes, I felt the same thing when I was getting into this. It's just like, oh my god, there's so much. Why do people go to college? And now we've hit the cycle again where now colleges have all of this information. I'm still like, why would you go to college for it? Some of them are good. I'm sure your college, university options are fine. There's a lot that are just fly by night. Let me teach you a couple of tools. Oh. Hot end and hot bend. Calibrating right now. Ooh, very nice. Yeah, I think I'm gonna wrap up. I might run today. I don't know. Should we raid? Does anyone have anyone that they want to see specifically? Sometimes feel bad raiding and running, but that also feels like my life. Oh, thanks, zombie. Yeah, let me do the wrap up. We'll dump you on Irish John because Irish John is a wonderful human being who just got a publisher. Or maybe like asterisk publisher? Who knows? Seems like a good deal, unlike most publisher deals. So anyway, thank you everyone for joining me, all my lurkers, my chatters, my VOD watchers. You're all wonderfully appreciated. I hope to see you again tomorrow between 2 p.m. and 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Yeah. Link for the Discord down below. You can join our wonderful community of wonderful people that procrastinate by working and getting weird shit done. And also find out when I go live, like tomorrow, between 2 p.m. and 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Anyway, hope to see you then. Bye-bye. 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 Wait, this one. Okay, bye-bye.